peers group, peer pressure. Actually, peers play a very important role in our social and emotional development. Not only ours, but our children as well. Actually, the peer influence starts at a very early age, but it is maximum in the teenage. It is natural, it is healthy and important for our children and for ourselves as well to have friends and to rely on them for our growth and development. Peers are positive and supportive. They help each other to develop new skills, to develop new interest, and to take part in curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular activities. But peers' influence can be negative as well. They can encourage each other to take part in some objectionable activities like class bunk, stealing, cheating, sharing and consuming inappropriate content online. And the most dangerous part is involved in some risky behavior. And nowadays, our teens, our youngsters are getting into a lot of peer pressure. So, welcome, all of you, to this new episode of Mind Life Bliss Listen to Young Minds. And let's start understand what our young guest of today's understand and feels about peer pressure. So without a further delay, let's welcome our today's young guest, Mr. Harshil. So hello friends, welcome our today's guest, Mr. HarshilMathur. Harshil, before we start our today's topic, just tell something about yourself to our listeners and viewers. What you do, in which standard you are, in which school you are, what you do, your likings, something about yourself.
So my name is HarshilMathur and I'm 13 years old. I study in Faridabad, Delhi Public School. And my hobbies are I like to play cricket with my friends. I like to hear music, and I also like to read about technology topics. I also have a YouTube channel where I make technology videos.
Nice, that's very nice. So, Harshil, our today's topic is about peer pressure. So, let's everyone understand, first of all, that who is your peer group, or let everyone understand that what is peer group, and at what age nowadays children or students start understanding this term peer.
Yes. So peers are basically they are the friends or buddies you normally hang out with of your age group mostly, and normally I got to know about this term when I was 11 to 12 years old. Nowadays it is a very popular term. So these are basically your friends you hang out with, and my peer pressure is my peers. Really sorry. My peer group is my friends, my society friends whom I play with, and my school buddies. I have some school buddies. These are my peer group.
Okay, so we are talking about peer pressure. And do you actually feel that there is peer pressure? And if yes, then why? Because if I talk about my school days, so we never heard this term peer pressure. So how does this term has evolved, peer pressure?
So to be honest, yeah, even I feel peer pressure because I don't really like playing video games, and my friends play video games, so they talk about these games, and they talk about these, I don't understand what they're talking about. So I don't feel really that comfortable in talking. So that's why sometimes I too feel peer pressure.
Because you are not able
And
to, yeah. Mm-hmm.
yes, so I feel peer pressure because I'm not able to understand what they're talking about, like different things in a game and all those. This is just like an example.
It means we feel left out sometimes during the for this peer pressure.
Yeah, if you feel left out. Yeah.
Okay. So if I conceptualize the peer pressure, it is when you want to do something just for the sake of that you want to feel accepted and valued by your friends. So there are
Yes.
two scenarios I'm just giving you, which is more prevalent when a child or a student feel more peer pressure. The first one, when their peers are having the high economic status, or when they feel that their peers are more intelligent, or as you said, that the peers are having the so-called the cool behavior, or they have a more of a show-off attitude. So, which
Yes.
situation you connect more, that when the kids, you and the other kids, I'm talking in general terms, feel more of a peer pressure?
Exactly the things you told, like whenever, just as I said, they do something that you don't do, then you feel the most peer pressure. When most of your friends are doing something that you are not doing, so then you feel peer pressure, as some of the examples you told.
Okay, so in which condition more peer pressure is there? When you are not able to do the things which they are doing, or they are, you feel they are more intelligent?
Yeah, so sometimes it's when they are more intelligent, and they have more economics, they have a much better economic status than you, so
Hmm.
they have things that you don't have. So some in these situations we have peer pressure. Also when someone is more intelligent, so they get more marks than you, so due to that also
Great.
there is a lot of competition.
Okay. Harshal, one personal question. Your both the parents, your mother and father, both are working?
Yes.
Okay. In the current scenario, we see that both the parents are working. And certainly, when they are working, the mother and father both, so they compromise in giving the quality time to their kids. And that's very genuine as well. So, is it true that the working parents giving less time to their kids, and because of that, it creates a lack of communication, and because of that, the kids are more vulnerable to this peer pressure? Any
Yes,
correlation
I
to these things?
yes, I think it happens when people think that kids do not think that their parents do not give them enough time. So they feel they want to fit in somewhere within their friends group, their peers group, and that's why I think that we all should have a family time in a day. We should find time for a family in a day. So it is when we have family time, so we become less vulnerable to peer pressure.
Got it. Got your points. So not only the quantity of the time, but the quality of the time also matters a lot. Is that so? You
Yeah,
play a lot with the parents?
yeah. I find like I always eat dinner with my parents.
Fantastic, fantastic. And for that, the credit goes to your parents, certainly.
Yeah, yeah.
One more analogy. We are just trying to connect the condition of joint families and the nuclear families. So, what I have seen personally, that the kids who are living in a joint family, they are more vocal and more expressive, and feel less pressure because probably they are more familiar with the surroundings, and they know how to handle the people. So, do you feel any kind of connection between handling the peer pressure and the living way? Living way, I mean the joint families and the nuclear families. Any connection in these things?
Yeah, I think there's a connection, because when we are living in a joint family, so we are living with a lot of people, like um, we have our family members, we have uncles, aunts. So we learn to like we have some peers with us. They're like our family peers. So we know how to handle different kind of people because of joint and nuclear families.
Yeah, because then you have your cousins, your first cousin, second cousin, and
Yeah,
many more family members are with them. So probably you
yeah,
understand more that how to handle with others.
yeah. How to handle situations, different situations.
Great, nice. That's a very nice point, I believe. And
Mm.
one more situation, because now we are talking about one-on-one interaction, be it with our friends or be it with our family. But nowadays, with a continuous rise with the social media, so we cannot neglect that online communication and the social media communication. And in the teenagers, the social media usage is very, very high. So, and the social media is having very high impact. It it just amplify the feeling of this peer pressure, the feeling of missing out. They are hanging out with so many people. They are going out to so many places. I'm not able to go out. So, how do you see this social media peer pressure as well?
Yeah, it is a really it is kind of like a horrific version of peer pressure. We feel a lot of peer pressure due to social media. I personally don't use like Instagram or Facebook that much. I watch YouTube though.
Harshal,
So I don't.
for this, I'm giving you 10 on 10 that you don't watch Instagram and Facebook. Very nice. Continue.
Yeah, I don't use it that much. I watch YouTube though, and I think that in social life, in real life, I feel a lot of peer pressure. But in social media, I don't think. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people who feel peer pressure due to this. Like they are
Many of
going
Mhm.
in at this place and they are going that place and they have these expensive phones and all these expensive gadgets and all.
Very true, very true. Kids are now get so much fascinated with this, so much fascinated,
Mm.
undoubtedly. And once again, I'm just talking about myself. So, my age group people, especially. So, if I go back to my teenage or my school days, we used to feel a lot of positive effects of having peers and having friends. For example, if I talk about myself, if my friend is having very good handwriting or very good in any subject, so I always used to feel that I should also try to cope up with that friend, and it benefited a lot to me in my school days and in later life as well. So rather than calling it a peer pressure, can we call it a peer benefit? And can you quote few examples or any example where rather than feeling any pressure, you feel motivated, you feel inspired of your peers?
Yeah, I think it is very beneficial for us. Inspires us to do things at our maximum potential. Like we must give our hardest to get better marks than that person, or to do more things than that person, like that, or to read more books than that person. These are some examples.
So you feel like that if your friend is reading this author book or these many titles, so you should also read it?
So yeah, sometimes I do feel.
Okay. So
I
that
sometimes also do feel like they have watched that series, and I didn't watch it because I didn't find it interesting.
so
So I
if your
don't
friend is
watch
finding
that.
interesting, then you also find it interesting.
Um, I don't think so. Sometimes I don't feel it. So like I was like, when someone else likes it and I don't like it, so I don't watch it. But I feel bad due to that also.
Good. So it means it's not only pressure, it's a benefit as well. I should just rephrase your explanation.
Yeah,
Good, good, very good.
we do things at our maximum potential. We do things with a lot of hard work in order to achieve a lot of things.
So we call it a kind of symbiotic arrangement. It's a symbiosis.
Yeah.
Good. And we are just moving towards the end of this session. And the last question, how do you feel that the teenagers, especially the youngsters, can deal with a
Mhm.
peer pressure? because teen is the most vulnerable age because of many factors, because of the hormonal balance and any other things. So how the teens can deal with the peer pressure, point number one. And what the teens are, because you are also maybe entering to the teen, so what our youngsters are expecting from parents, what support system they are expecting from the parents, so that they can handle this pressure, this peer pressure in a very effective way. So two things I'm asking now: how the teens or the youngsters can handle the peer pressure, and what support system they are expecting from the parents.
So what happens is that we should like plan ahead. Like we should not think about it much. We should think about how we will respond in different situations. And I think there is no need to feel much peer pressure. You should be yourself. Should not care if other people are doing that. You should do what you feel like doing, and what you find the most interesting and happy.
And what support you are needing from the parents?
From parents, I think they should understand our situations, and they should not like, sometimes there are situations in which we should not overreact. They should try to understand what the problem is, and they should try to give advices, and different they should try to know about our situation and our point of view towards different things,
Fantastic. So it
what we
means
feel like about a different about a particular thing.
perfect, perfect, perfect. So I'll just try to conclude what Harshil has communicated today. You don't see a Harshil is sitting here. You say a face of a youngster is sitting here. And whatever perspective he has shared today about the peer pressure, that's really very good. First of all, for all the youngsters, and that too for the parents as well. Because sometimes it's a child psychology. The child is undergoing a kind of pressure, and being a parent or being a society member or being a teachers, we are just exaggerating that pressure on the child. So just try to understand their psychology, their behavior, their needs. Everyone is unique. And I would just end this session by saying that with a peace, calm and composed mind only, we can take a good decision, a valuable decision. So help our young generation to have a peaceful mind, to have a calm mind, and definitely they will come out with wonders. Anything else, Harshal, from your side?
Nothing. I would just
Great.
like to say that there is one bad thing about me, that I don't like to read books much.
So you should listen to our first podcast, Importance of Reading Books. Probably you will get some inspiration from there.
Yeah, I do.
Perfect. So, if the listeners and viewers, if anyone of you below 18 years of age, and you feel that you also want to share some insight about some specific topic, so do write to us on mindlifebliss@gmail.com. The link or the mail ID would be in the description. And listen and watch this fresh episode on Spotify as well as YouTube. Thank you. Thank you, Harshil.
Thank you.